Aloha and welcome to Spirit Chat. Today I want to talk about the Sturgeon full moon. This podcast is probably going to be a little bit shorter than some of the other ones, but it does come with some energy updates and an energy report that I wanted to make sure that you guys got for this particular full moon because it's really kind of cool. And there's a lot of shifting and stuff going on energetically, which I think that you might find helpful. So I wanted to make sure I got one done for you. Anyways, you probably have noticed that a lot of the moon phases are named differently. You know, you got the strawberry moon, the harvest moon, the sturgeon moon, all these different kinds of moons. And I like the naming of the moons because it dates back to the Native Americans naming it, but they're named for some very specific reasons. They were very tuned into the energy of the earth and the planets. They were tuned into earth energy and universal energy, which in turn was reflected in physical energy. And so I think that a lot of the names are really very accurate to still even today kind of what's going on around us and what's going on during that season. And as far as astrological stuff goes, while we are still evolving with the energy and all the stuff that's happening there on an astrological scale, there are some things that repeat themselves, right? So I think it's very helpful. With this particular one, it was named for an abundance of sturgeon fish that you could catch. So think, being abundant and fertility and all that kind of things. So that's why it's called the Sturgeon moon. And this Sturgeon moon is reflective of that and on a lot of different levels. What's happening right now energetically is people are starting to release some old patterns and behaviors. You will notice that many of you, or you yourself or whatever, a lot of people have gotten into the pattern of a mindset, a perspective, or a routine for, I would say, the last 3 to 6 months to a year, where they were repeating something and kind of getting comfortable with a routine or something that they were doing that was not beneficial for them. A mindset, a habit of how you were kind of living your day-to-day. They're finding at this point with the energy that's coming now and with the full moon and all that, where we're at planetary alignment-wise, people are starting to realize that they want to break loose of these old mindsets and these old patterns because they're finding that where they thought that they were comfortable, they aren't really comfortable in that. They're starting to see some aspects in their life as a reflection. They're kind of seeing an energetic mirror, so to speak, where they're like, this isn't really suiting me very well. And I don't like the way this is feeling. So I really am feeling the urge to make some shifts. So most likely you've been probably feeling the urge to make some shifts, I would say over the past few weeks or so, or something just clicked within you to where you're like almost like something shifted in you internally, because that's what's happening with the planetary alignment and the energy right now is it's almost like an energetic light bulb switches, and you've either all of a sudden have a new outlook, things start feeling aligned to you, or else you're feeling the urge to align some things. You're feeling the urge to be like, this pattern or whatever I've been doing, this isn't really serving me anymore. This mindset isn't working for me. It's bringing me down. It's making me feel pessimistic. I really I'm feeling the urge to make some shifts, and I'm feeling the urge to be more positive, and I'm feeling the urge to be more productive and proactive, to kind of manifest some things into my life. I feel like I am craving that and I want that, and it's right there. And for whatever reason, timing, it just feels like now I need to do this. So with that can come a lot of different things. They can come a shift in your perspective, how you're viewing your life, how you are viewing your work, how you are viewing situations that you're in. There can become a really big shift in perspective. You can choose, and I talk about this in other podcasts, your perspective is a choice. It's not just a fact. It's a choice. It has a lot to do with how you're viewing things and how you're creating the energy around you, how you're choosing to put energy forward into the future. Your perspective is choice. So with this, with what's happening with energy right now, a lot of people are going to want to feel like, you know what, I'm not loving this perspective that I'm having, because right now a lot of pessimistic stuff. You're going to be recognizing a lot of your own behavior, your own patterns, and your own perspectives that are not awesome. So that's a super cool thing, because most of the time people are really in denial, right? So they're in denial, just going, oh, well, it's not my fault, or it's definitely the circumstance I'm in. This is totally messing with my life, It's definitely because I'm in this situation. This situation changed my pattern. This situation changed my habit. This changed how I'm viewing. This definitely is affecting me, right? That's a very realistic way that people think. We're human. You naturally tend to go outside of yourself a lot of times to grasp onto what's causing you issues, right? So it's harder for people to go, I might really be playing a role in this. How am I playing a role in the situation I'm in? How am I playing a role in not feeling awesome about my relationship? Or how am I feeling a role with me feeling anxious or depressed or stressed? Where's my role in this? That's not a common thing, but with this energy, it's really going to go down in there and pull that up for you. It's going to really give you an energetic mirror. And that is going to come forward, and you're going to be like, it's really wanting to force you to go internally, check out the mirror and go, okay, because that's where you can make changes. That's where you can make shifts. So see, it's all tied together. Once you grab a hold of the mirror and go, what role am I playing in my life to cause me to not be in my happiest place right now? What role am I playing? It's not about my environment. It's not about where I'm at or what I'm doing or whatever. It's about me internally. What role am I playing? Then you can go, okay, I don't want to have this view anymore, because with the energy of the Sturgeon moon, there's some really high vibe energy coming with this. So with the energy right now of middle of August and going into September, October, the frequency of energy is very high. And with that, because it matches positivity, and it matches feeling happy. It matches high energy, matches a joyful vibe. And so if you're not matching this high energy that's coming with the moon, you're going to feel a discord, and you're going to be searching for, why is this discord here? So you're going to be kind of pulling that up and going, okay, why am I not matching this energy yet? If you're not, or you're going to be feeling urged to match this energy. And so in order to feel urged to match this energy, in order to move towards it and align with it, you'll feel the urge to visit your perspective, and any pessimistic side of you will be pulled up, and you'll be challenged to face that and try to figure out, okay, I need to really figure out, a more positive aspects to my life. I'm really responsible for this part of my life. And so during this time, during this energetic time, there'll be some internal reflection that'll bring about some really cool, awesome changes because the manifestation energy is high, because the frequency is high and the positive energy is high. So when you start pulling up that stuff and going, I don't want this, I need to rid it, I need to get it out of my life and let it go back there where I was not loving my my situation or how things were going for the past several months to a year or whatever. I need to just let that release. Then you can join up with this new energy. And with this new energy, there's some really good constructive guidance and manifestation stuff that's going on. Because when you connect with a high vibe energy and you start seeing things like, oh, I remember I can be very optimistic. I can be very proactive. I remember when I was more aligned with a positive outlook and a positive attitude, and it will really start there because, like I said, this energy is so high frequency that it's really just wanting to shower. Imagine your super positive friend, or on Friends, that one guy that was I can't even remember the Baldwin guy when he was positive about everything. That's this energy that we're coming. It's the one that's so annoyingly positive that you're just oh my God, I just this is craziness. So it's going to want to shower positivity all over you, which is going to promote you or want to urge you to make some shifts to kind of, match that energy somewhat. So there will be some changes in your life that you will probably want to make. Again, I keep going back to perspective because a lot of this moon is going to be a lot about mental shifting, mentally seeing opportunities more so than you have before, mentally shifting into a more positive space and really aligning with this positive energy. So there's really going to be a lot of mental shifting happening. And then after you're kind of making some mental shifting, your actions, you'll be urged to follow that up with some proactive stuff. So what I mean by that is, let's say, let's just use weight for an example, because everybody's always wanting to use weight, right? Or lose weight or whatever. So instead of going, here's an example of what's happening with this energy. Instead of going, well, you know what? I've tried everything. I'm just tired of it. I'm just old and this is just weight on me now. That's where you probably happen, right? So then what's kind of going to happen with this energy is you're going to be you might start seeing things or feeling you know what, maybe I could give this a go. Or you hear people on the keto diet, or you hear all these positive type things that you're maybe thinking, well, maybe I haven't really tried everything. So it kind of starts with the mental shift. Maybe I have really kind of cheated. Maybe I have really been not eating what I'm supposed to. I most definitely probably have not been exercising the way I should. So you start, then there's the mirror, there's the internal mirror, right? Now you're reflecting on, okay, what was my role in this? And then you're realizing, okay, I'm going to take responsibility for my role of feeling depressed, sad, or just stressed out or whatever. I'm taking now responsibility. That's urging me to now want to make some actual shifts. And there would be now, okay, I'm going to commit to exercising. I'm going to commit to this. I'm going to commit to that. I'm going to commit to eating different. I'm going to commit to throwing out all the crap in my pantry. Do you see what I mean? It starts at a mental thing, then it goes into a reflection thing. Now you're taking responsibility and recognizing that, but not beating yourself up about it, but going, okay, yeah, I get my role. I get it now. And you know what? I want to try to do something different. Now I have the urge for change and positivity because there's this positive energy that's flowing around. It's very productive. It's very opportunistic. And so that's kind of what's happening with the energy right now, and it's really amazing. And there's a lot of ways to really manifest some cool things into your life too. So the other thing that's kind of happening with that is things that you've been lining up and working on for several months, that if you've been anticipating a change and gearing up for a change, now's the time where blocks will kind of surface, and so that you can kind of rid them, because the super positive manifestation energy going into September and October, it's going to start getting very intense. So the universe is trying to kind of filter out the junk for you and help you like sort of move it on out and get all the blocks and get the things that have been sticking with your system. So you've got the system, you're working towards something, and you're feeling like, why is this not working? So the universe is going to help you filter that out. And then all of a sudden you're going to slingshot forward. So there's some slingshot energy coming. If you can align with, if you can really connect with the more positive aspect of yourself, if you can really mirror and take responsibility for your role in anything that's unsatisfactory in your life right now, if you can really mirror that and go, you know what? Okay, I get it. I get my role here, and I'm ready to shift that role. You literally will slingshot. You're going to slingshot forward into some crazy cool things. Like I said, September, October. This energy also will be shifting finances for a lot of different people. This positive energy, this positive vibe that's coming will bring a little bit more financial cushion for people. It's also one of the other cool things I like about what's happening right now is it's making people want to take more control over their role in being positive against fears. So with this moon and with the energy right now, there's a universal confidence once you start aligning with it, you will start feeling braver in order to face anxieties and fears that you've been fighting or dealing with for the last 3 or 6 months or so. So you're going to feel like you have universal or energetic support somehow, because this vibration, this energy is such a high vibe energy. The frequency is so high that you're going to feel like energetic strength from it. And you're going to feel stronger to be like, you know what? I'm tired of being afraid, and that's why I've been making all these choices that I'm not aligned with. I'm tired of having anxiety. It's exhausting for me, you know? So there's a strength, an energetic strength that comes with this moon and this time that's really allowing people to stand up to their fears and really kind of power through them, I guess I would say. So it's almost like you feel the urge now more than you have in the last few months to push through fears. It's not that you're going to not have them. It's going to be like, you know what? I'm stronger than you. I feel more productive, more passionate about not being fearful. Like I'm just gonna power through this. I'm gonna power through it and see what's on the other side, because I know what's in front of me, and it's been this fear barrier, you know, and I'm tired of it. It's exhausting. So I'm powering through and I'm busting the barrier. And once you bust the barrier, it will begin to crumble, and you're going to realize that there is like a really cool thing happening on the other side of the barrier. It's kind of like you've been buried in the desert and you bust through and there's this beautiful ocean on the other side. So that's what's happening a lot with this energy as well. You're going to feel this energetic confidence to push through and see what's on the other side. You're going to be looking for positivity. You're wanting to connect with a more optimistic attitude. You're going to be feeling more productive. You're going to be feeling more like, okay, I want to make these shifts. You're going to be feeling more like, you're just kind of doing. You're just like, you're kind of in a mode of doing. Even if you're not really sure where that's going to land you, you're going to want to head that direction because you're almost feeling a little bit of a push from behind. Like, I'm not sure where this is going, but this feels good and I don't like where I was, that type of thing. So lots of positivity, lots of high frequency energy. For the full moon tonight would be a good time because it's intensifying, but it doesn't have to just be tonight. If you're listening to this podcast later or whatever, like I said, moving into September, October, you're really there's a slingshot of super powerful, high frequency manifestation type energy that's really circling and surfacing around. And so now is the time to do the internal mirror, the self-reflecting, really understanding your role of what you've done, and start ridding yourself of any pessimistic stuff, any attitudes, anything that feels like it's not a positive attitude. It's time to release that because it doesn't match this energy. And if you really want to get on the manifestation train or the positivity, the high vibe, you can't bring that with you over here. You have to release it and go, you know what? I am playing a different role in my life now. Like it's okay that I did that then, but I'm ready for some shifting and changing, and I can see how I contributed to that. So now I'm going to contribute in a different way. I want to be more proactive. I want to build something different as we're moving forward with this really strong energy. So that's, as long as you're doing the reflection and the positivity and the positivity kind of comes after, right? So you're doing the reflection, you're making shifts and changes, then it's time, then you're going to align with that energy and slingshot forward. So there's some really cool stuff happening. Sorry, you can probably hear the little Frenchie in the background who thinks it's a German Shepherd. Anyways, that being said, it's a good time in the next 4 weeks or so, and tonight is a really good time to really align with this energy and start going, what shifts can I make in my life to really add to this high frequency energy? So I hope you enjoyed this podcast today. I hope that you can figure out how to align with this high vibe energy, because I think that you're going to feel really awesome. I think that you're going to feel a lot of shifting happening, a lot of changes happening in your life. You're going to be seeing it reflect in areas of your life as long as you're kind of releasing. And I like the fear factor where you're feeling the strength to bust through and kind of not allow that to dictate things. You're feeling more energetic strength to face that and make some different shifts. So that'll be really cool. As always, I just want to remind you if you enjoyed this podcast, like I said, I know it was a little bit shorter than some of the other ones, but I'm working just like crazy on the Empath University. I'm so excited for that, you guys. And I know I say that every time, but it's because every time I do a podcast, I have done more material and I'm like, wow, there's more cool stuff. And I also have a really cool free masterclass that's going to be coming up soon on activating your psychic senses. So that's going to be really fun and cool. So anyways, if you enjoyed the podcast, make sure to like and subscribe. Definitely subscribe. Don't forget to hit the notification button so that because some of my reports, they're timely. They're ones that you'll probably want to get fairly quickly. And then also my Spirit Chat text, that's going to be posted below. I don't have the number in front of me right this second, but I will post the number below this podcast, and that's blowing up. Like people are subscribing to that like crazy, but you'll be getting the updates on the full moons and energy reports. You'll get little text reminders from me. So that's been really cool. So you text Spirit Chat one word. It's not 2 words if you go Spirit and then chat, you don't get on the list. So make sure it's Spirit Chat, one word, if you want to do that. And as always, you can go to empowered-empath.com. That's where you can find all my podcasts, YouTube videos, whatever, and my spirit community. Don't forget to leave a comment if you enjoyed this. I've been trying to jump over to YouTube and answering people who comment within the first 24 hours. I keep trying to jump over there and talk to you guys. Let me know if you found it helpful, because your feedback is helpful for me. So hopefully you enjoyed this podcast on the Sturgeon moon. It's bringing some super cool stuff. So until next time, have the most amazing day. Aloha.
Introducing Instagram teen accounts, a new way to keep your teens safer as they grow, like making sure they've got the right gear for riding.
Knee pads.
Check.
And helmet?
Done. See you, Dad.
New Instagram teen accounts, automatic protections for who can contact your teen and the content they can see.